Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You've heard it before a million times. One of the left's favorite catchphrases, "My diversity is our strength."
As I say, our diversity is our strength.
Our strength, and what is literally unique among major countries around the world, is our diversity.
Our diversity is a strength in the 21st century.
My diversity is our strength. The idea is that diversity baseline, and really what leftoids mean by this is diversity quotas and even overrepresentation of certain groups based on population percentages, but they claim that it's baseline just a strength, that a company or a government, leadership groups, communities are stronger as long as they're more diverse. Karine Jean-Pierre just the other day was telling us just how incredible the Biden-Harris administration is, specifically because it's the most diverse in history.
The Biden-Harris administration is the most diverse in history. That is a fact. And we expect this trend to continue. The cabinet is majority people of color for the first time in history. The cabinet is majority female for the first time in history. The majority of White House senior staff identify as female. 40% of White House senior staff identify as part of racially diverse communities. A record 6 assistants to the president are openly LGBTQ. And also if you think about our 30,000, about 3,000 appointees, 58% female, 51% people of color, 6% disabled, 31% first-generation Americans, 17 first-generation college grads, and 14%, when I say 17% first-generation college grads, I forgot to add that percent, and 14% LGBTQ. And I think that matters.
I'm not necessarily inclined to believe that statement on face value, because the last time they told us the Biden administration was the most transparent in American history, well, that statement didn't exactly age well. Of course, I'm only kidding. It's an accurate statement. The Biden administration is the most diverse in American history. It is. But honestly, that might be part of the problem. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. You know, as much as Democrats say that diversity is our strength, it seems like the Biden administration is essentially in real time proving that diversity definitely isn't our strength, at least not forced diversity. Because every single clear diversity hire, Biden diversity token figures, are the absolute biggest disasters. And Karine Jean-Pierre, of course, is the greatest example of a failed diversity hire. When she was initially hired, what Democrats were touting was the first female LGBT woman of color. Nobody was saying, Karine Jean-Pierre, here's her resume, here's her track record, all of her experience. What we kept hearing over and over again was the pigmentation of her color and her preference of who she likes to sleep with. You know, real qualities, exactly what you're looking for in a candidate for a job. And the results for the Biden administration have been absolutely awful. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre, the most diverse press secretary of all time.
Why is the American military shooting something out of the sky over Canada?
Because it's part of NORAD. There is the NORAD is part of like it's a what you call a coalition, a consortium,
a pact of nations.
A pact,
okay.
Exactly. And so that's why we were able to do that. Again, we didn't do it on our own. We did it clearly in step with Canada.
Yada yada yada, a bunch of word salad nonsense, and then we did it clearly in step with Canada. Look at this man's face. He's in shock. He's asking myself, did she really just say this? Well, yep, she did. And like I'm always pointing out with these Biden goons, it'd be one thing if it was just one example, but with Karine Jean-Pierre, it's almost daily examples of utter incompetence, word salad nonsense, having absolutely no idea what she's saying. The other day, she was doing a media tour, touting Joe Biden's incredible economic recovery, claiming multiple times that, quote, wages are up, record wage growth.
So yes, he'll talk about the progress of the last 2 years. Let's not forget, we have seen record wages go up. Look, when you think about the economy, what the president has done is transform the way we think about it, right? We used to talk about trickle-down economy. He doesn't say that. He doesn't believe in that. He believes in building an economy from the bottom up, middle out. And that's what you've seen. And I've talked a little bit about the data points, which is wages are up.
She doesn't even have a rudimentary understanding of economic data or economics in general, clearly. This right here is diversity being our strength on full full display. It's not. It might in fact be our weakness. Frankly, it all seems like one big joke. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre touting the new addition to the Biden administration.
I also know that Ben is making history. As you know, we believe here in the Biden-Harris White House that representation matters. He will be the first openly gay communications director, which is very, very important indeed. Okay, with that.
And again, it's the same exact situation. What's the person's qualifications? Who is this person? What have they done? Nope, none of that. It's yet again another diversity hire. The first openly gay person to be in this position. What am I supposed to do with that information? I mean, no wonder everything's going to complete crap. There is no basic meritocracy standard when it comes to the hiring practices of this administration. Every single diversity hire in this administration is a complete friggin' clown. Kamala Harris won't stop talking to us as if we're 5 years old. She did it again just the other day.
No exhaust, no diesel smell. The bus has Wi-Fi and even USB outlets next to every seat. I mean, come on, imagine. You can charge your phone on your way home from work. That's good stuff.
And now diversity hire Pete Buttigieg, when faced with mounting crisis after crisis, possible air contamination from a train derailment in Ohio exploding and leaking chemicals and different agents into the atmosphere, Pete Buttigieg is laser focused on a very, very important issue: diversity within the field of construction.
To work with your contractors, to work with your community colleges on building a workforce that reflects the community. We have heard way too many stories from generations past of infrastructure where you got a neighborhood, often a neighborhood of color, that finally sees the project come to them, but everyone in the hard hats on that project looking like, doing the good paying jobs, don't look like they came from anywhere near the neighborhood.
Right.
You can build community wealth that will help close wealth gaps in this country if we can tear down those barriers. But that happens at the delivery level.
Pete Buttigieg is focused on infrastructure racism, and his solution? Discrimination against white people within the field of construction. It's just genius. It's brilliant. How did I not think of this? Well, of course, not so fast. It's not genius. It's friggin' moronic. Because as we know, or I guess as we're learning, blanket diversity, and certainly not forced diversity, is not our strength. And we have seen this very clearly play out in front of us in real time, not only with the Biden administration, which is basically the perfect example for why diversity is definitely not our strength, but looking at Memphis and the whole Tyre Nichols situation, it's yet again another example. Here's an article from the 12th of May, 2021. More diversity, less brutality. The local partnership that could be a model for the nation.
Now, one thing most everyone agrees on here is a more diverse police force is a critical component of any plan of policing, but achieving that diversity is much harder than simply asking for money and buying it.
In Memphis alone, there are about 400 fewer officers than are needed on the streets. Recruiting efforts can come up dry, and let's face it, you've done stories on this. Yeah. Talking people into becoming officers, particularly people of color, is a tough task.
How to fix and combat police brutality. More diversity is our strength. Of course, in order to achieve that diversity, Memphis PD had to lower recruiting standards before the Tyre Nichols fatal situation. Look where that forced diversity quotas, and lowering recruitment standards led to. Less diversity, less brutality is a very warm and fuzzy leftist slogan that makes people feel oh so good. But again, the reality tells a very, very different story. When looking to hire someone for the job, especially in positions of leadership or hiring people to police communities, you should probably be looking to hire the most qualified, most experienced individual. This leftist standard.
We believe here in the Biden-Harris White House that representation matters. He will be the first openly gay.
Of hiring people based on who they sleep with and the pigmentation level in their skin. Well, clearly, it's proven to be a failed endeavor. It's not working, and it's not exactly a surprise why. That's what I got for you guys. Just wanted to tackle the whole diversity is our strength nonsense. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and of course, hopefully, I'll see you on the next one.